Good morning. Thanks, Dr. Korn. I'm thrilled to have Isabel and Ruben Toledo here with us today as our commencement speakers. I've been following their incredible careers for decades, and it's hard to overstate the impact that they've had on fashion, art, and design. Personally, I've always been inspired by the innovative details and the construction in Isabel's garments, and I've always loved Ruben's illustration style. I always looked forward to getting the Nordstrom catalog in the mail and seeing what was on the cover. And it's clear that they love each other so much, and they have so much joy in both their personal lives and their working lives. Since the Cuban-born couple got married in 1984, Isabel and Ruben have evolved their iconic design vocabulary to include fashion, costumes, sets, furniture, mannequins, ceramics, graphics, and animated films. Wow, that's a lot. Their combined works garnered a Smithsonian Museum Cooper Hewitt National Design Award, numerous books, and museum exhibitions worldwide, including bodies of work right here at the Columbus Museum of Art and Labor of Love at the Detroit Institute of Arts. Isabel has been described as a radical classicist for her iconic design since the inception of her namesake fashion collection in 1984. She's highly regarded for designing First Lady Michelle Obama's beautiful inauguration ceremony lace ensemble. She was nominated for a Tony Award for Best Costume Design for a musical for her work on the Broadway musical After Midnight. And her memoir called Roots of Style was published by Penguin in 2012. Ruben's work has been published worldwide, including the New York Times, the New Yorker, and Vogue. And his work has been exhibited in museums such as the Metropolitan Museum of Art's Costume Institute and the Victoria and Albert Museum in London. Together, the couple lives and works in New York City. Will Isabel and Ruben Toledo please join me on stage to receive your honorary degrees?
Two at once. We're a lot of work. Nothing like a layer. All right. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
I'll take these back too.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Dr. Korn and Professor Cotton and the incredible faculty and board of CCAD. We're more than honored and humbled to be recognized in this way by CCAD, especially knowing your incredible history and legacy. We're very, very proud and happy to be part of your family tree now from now on. So if any of you need any advice, world advice, life advice, please feel free to contact us personally. We take that seriously because for us, all our work is completely, it's about sincerity and about who you are. Of course, after that incredible lesson on cliches and how hard it is to get here, it's absolutely true. So I ripped up my speech this morning because I was so nervous and I knew something like this would happen because you guys are so savvy and smart. Last night we attended your fashion show. It blew us away. I don't know if you were all there, but that fashion presentation was really, it blew us away in its sincerity, its freedom of speech and body language, the diversity of aesthetics, and how it all harmoniously came together. That really gave us chills because it's what we've always stood for, but you guys are so far ahead of where we started. Yeah. Just to make it quick, a little background on us. We did come from Cuba when we were kids. We were thrust into this incredible cultural stew of America. We met people before we were teenagers, like Andy Warhol, Keith Haring, Lena Horne, Halston, Patti Smith, Twyla Tharp, Nureyev, just people that were working around us, and we absorbed from them, never to be dictated to by anyone telling you who you are, to define you, or what your work should be like, or what you should be doing. That's really, unfortunately, up to you to chart your own path. There really is no roadmap for an artist. You're gonna have to really chart your own path, but we all support each other. We couldn't have been here without meeting these incredible people ahead of us, and they weren't mentors or anything like that, but they were just
They didn't
working.
wanna be.
They didn't want to be, exactly. They didn't want that burden. They were just busy doing their work. We were busy absorbing what they did. They asked for help. We helped. So always be there for each other. Get involved with as many things as possible. Hang out with people you don't like, because you learn a lot. And the broader your experiences are, the stronger you are. I really am living proof of that. I think we grew up in the city of New York with this friction, this kind of like, life is not the way you planned it, believe me, but you are so much the richer for it. And your powers of improvisation and extrapolation are going to come in really handy. That's how we arrived here. So we look forward to this incredible self-propelled group of artists in front of us as they catapult themselves into our future. We welcome you in, and we need your individuality and your sincerity and what's special to you. So come on in and join the party, all right?
All right. I did not throw away my speech. I'll do the best I can. Okay. First, I'd like to say good morning, future. I think I heard so much today that I feel right at home. It's everything I wanted to say, it's been said. So cliche or not, it's the same. But listen, though. Listen, because the cliches are being said because you all feel the same thing when you're at this point. And it's very hard to communicate what to do. So everything I say, just forget it and remember it later when you have to stand up here and do what we're doing. So, yes, good morning, future. Good morning, mothers and fathers of our future. Congratulations, class of 2019. You've arrived at the beginning. The fashion show yesterday was an eye-opener. We really were very impressed because, yes, everything that I thought I was going to say, the individuality was there. The seed of the future was there. The presentation, the models were perfect. You managed to create segments of world right in front of us, each one saying such strong things that I felt if you don't do fashion, you're going to be either in film. I mean, it was very, very impressive. I can tell that your world is bigger than the garments you're making. You're taking in culture and you're putting it out there on a runway. You work all year and then it's 2 minutes and it's gone, but you keep building. The thing about fashion design is that we're very key on creating fashion because it's the moment. It's the thing that flies away. But design is the seed. So make sure that what you worked on all year, those seeds somehow stay in your vocabulary. We always think the beginning, we just get rid of it because now we're better. You'll never be what you are today. So keep those seeds. That's how I ended up keeping my archives, My archives, when no one was keeping archives. I worked at the Metropolitan Museum when I was a teenager, so I knew the importance of culture through garments. It's what history looks like. So fashion designers, keep those ugly ducklings that you might look at and think, oh, I'll never do this again. Believe me, you're going to touch on that again, and it's going to be your vocabulary in the future. So also congratulations. And thank you to the professors and administrators that faithfully and tirelessly, 140 years, helped to shine a light year after year on the next generation. I want to thank Dr. Korn for recognizing in us our love, our commitment to our art and artistry, our ability to exist against all odds, but yet in a practical state of dreaming. Really hard to do, and not have lots of gray hair. Thank you for trusting that we can connect the important lessons and messages we have absorbed through our years. As artists, designers, image makers, we do have a huge responsibility to society as we conceive and give form to a new life. When we design a dress, an airplane, a building, a city, or rest our emotions on a painting, we are setting vibrations into motion and provoking change. That is your power, our power as artists. So I want you to think about this power and its impact on all of us. Be as conscientious and sincere as you can when you create. Make sure you constantly nurture yourself, with good ideas. I call this soulful thinking. Take the time to nurture your mind and spirit. Although I confess, time is going to be your biggest luxury. You must learn to master it, especially when you get success. When it comes knocking at your door, you won't. Time flies. Give yourself free range time, away from a computer screen. Also, we don't have cell phones, by the way, and we've never had a cell phone. We live in a totally different world. We have seen the changes. It's been interesting as artists to watch it happen, to watch your body language, to see how you change. We call it the prayer walk. You don't absorb half of the things around you. And I'm not saying all, but I just want you to know that you gotta tune out and in. You have to figure out how to do that because it's not easy. Also, please remember to nurture the soil around you, your friends, your neighbors, your own family tree, because the richer your soil, the deeper the roots and stronger a tree you will be. Sounds like I'm asking you to become a sustainable farmer. But as artists, we are the canary in the mine shaft of society. We sense things first, we feel the currents forming. These intuitions are what we use to give shape to the new, the not yet seen, or to help define confusion. As artists, we speak up when our individuality is threatened. And yet, we are experts at collaborative spirit, which is the essence of cross-pollination, which in turn creates our vibrant culture. But in today's world, most of what you'll be doing, and this is what the world out there is collaborations. Great. But no matter how many collaborations you do, never give up or lose the spark that it takes to be an author. The discipline and bravery it takes to see your vision through. Your fingerprint is the very distinctive ingredient you bring to the great big cultural stew. Your individuality is your secret weapon. Yet, the most important gift is that you get to steer the conversation with your art by creating content and designing the vital definition of the future. Look around you, because you are the future. Big responsibility. You may wonder why I'm asking you to be a graduate not only of your particular interest in art, but of the bigger picture of art that art plays in our modern life. I selfishly, I don't know about you, do not wish to live in a technological marvel of a world without the precious imperfections of our humanity. I know this sounds old, but trust me. So, I ask you to please steer us towards a bright, sustainably energized era, full of free, open minds. And I'd like to leave you with two of the most pertinent and simple pieces of advice we were ever given. They're kind of cliched. The hardest thing, keep your enthusiasm. Easy, right?
This was told to us by our very good friend Bill Cunningham, who's an incredible photographer and
From the New York
historian at the New
Times.
York Times. And when we first met him, he said to us, keep your enthusiasm, kids. I didn't know what that meant, but boy, was he right. It's incredible
We
to
fall
reach
back
the
on
age
it.
of 60 and still be enthusiastic about your work, other people's work, life,
Yeah.
be curious and open. That means you're absorbing. There's no way to absorb and not be enthused and not be, to keep your enthusiasm.
Yeah.
So just, that's a very true fact.
Well,
Keep your enthusiasm.
Live the moment. Number two, may inspiration catch you working. Don't wait for inspiration. Let it catch you working. Just do it. Do it.
And this was told to us by Pablo Picasso's daughter, Paloma Picasso. She said her dad always used to tell her this, may inspiration catch you working, because literally it means always be doing what you do
Yeah.
if this is what you love. If not, you're cheating yourself, you're lying.
Yeah.
You have to be doing what no one would want you to be doing if they weren't looking, and that's very important. So when you're busy working, that's when inspiration strikes.
It'll
So,
happen.
Good advice.
Well, congratulations, graduates of 2019. Here begins your independence. Thank you.